Hello, my dear friends. How are y'all? I hope you all are in good health. And yes, of course, with good vibes too. So, dears, as in the last video, we were recognizing the American and British pronunciation. And in this episode, we are previewing the rest of the words. As in the same, I'm going to show you a picture and you are going to say what's that in a British and an American pronunciation. So let's get started. What do you call this thing? It's not a water droplet, it's something else. In American English, it's called as faucet. But in British English, it's called as tap. What do you call this thing? Oh my god, it's so common. I know you are able to guess it. In American English, it's called as a razor. But in British English, it's called as a rubber. I see my friends are using rubber most of the time, not eraser. What do you call this thing? I'm pretty sure it's not a house or a bungalow, but it's something related to it. Come on, guess it. In American English, it's called as an apartment, but in British English, it's called as flat. You know, in India, a flat is a single residential unit on a single floor, but an apartment is multiple residential units on a single floor. So in India, these two words vary, so it's a bit confusing for the Indians to use these words. So I guess what do you call this thing? It's a light showing object which shows light to us in a darkness. In American English, it's called as flashlight, but in British English, it's called as torch. I'm also using torch sometimes, but I see flashlight is more convenient to me, but torch sounds a little classy. What do you call this thing? It's not a car. I'm giving you a hint. It's not a car. I'm again repeating. It's not a car. It's the backside of a car. What do you call this? I don't think you have ever heard of that word before. In American English, it's called as trunk, but in British English, it's called as a boot. Trunk means the backside of the car in American English, but it also means as the bark of the tree, like when you say the upper stem. Yes, those counts. In British English, it's called as boot. Boot and boots, those two are a whole new different things. Boot means the backside of the car, and boots are the two classy shoes which girls or boys wear. What do you call this thing? It's a pretty hard, at first glance I also couldn't tell it, but now I can. I'm counting on you again. I'm sure you can tell it. I'm giving you more time though. In American English, it's called as sidewalk, but in British English, it's called as pavement. Sidewalk, pavement. What do you call this? I know it's a big, large and a huge road connecting all other different roads. In American English, it's called as highway, but in British English, it's called as a motorway. I see highway and motorway. I think highway is a little bit what do you say, a bit convenient to motorway. Motorway doesn't sound a little too right, but highway does. So it's depend on you whether you say highway or motorway. I prefer to saying highway. What do you call this thing? Babies poop and pee on it. Oh my god, it's so nasty. What do you call this? In American English, it's called as a diaper, but in British English, it's called as a nappy. Oh, the nappy sounds too cute to me, and the diaper looks like a classic one, but the nappy is too cute for me. What do you call this? It's something like, what do you say, which goes ups and down, transports you to the same place or a place which you cannot go, or what do you say, without using the stairs. In American English, it's called as elevator. Elevator. And in British English, it's called as lift. Elevator, lift. Elevator, lift. What do you call this? Come on, hurry up. We don't have much time, you know. In American English, it's called as band-aid. Band-aid. But in British English, it's called as a plaster. Plaster. Oh, I thought plaster was a new, different thing, like which is a white thing that you cover up on your wounds. But here in British English, it's called as plaster. This creates me so much confusion in my mind, you know. I don't think you can get this, but I am counting on you, and you will be able to say this. And many of the people don't know how to say this in American and British. Both of them, they say a whole new different thing. In American English, it's called as a closet, but in British English, it's called as a wardrobe. Wardrobe. The D is silent. Wardrobe. Like it is, but a little bit. Closet. I think many of the people are thinking as cupboard, but if you're depending on American English, it's called as closet, but if you're depending on British English, it's called as a wardrobe. Wardrobe. That's it. Subscribe for more, and thank you so much for watching. I'll definitely bring up more words to this channel. So see ya. How did you do? Tell me in the comments. Bye.